Good morning, Graham. Are you back on?
Yes. So I emailed you a few things. We are going to need to have a little more time to discuss some things, but we do have some stuff we can present now in hopes that we can continue to make progress while we're discussing other things. I just sent you an email. 3 of the proposals that you presented were willing to TA. Those are 9.1, faculty work week, 9.2, course scheduling, and 9.7, faculty overloads. We were, I think, very close on those to begin with, and we're fine with the edits that you discussed this morning.
I assume that's also in addition to the 9.11, 9.6 that we indicated we could TA.
Yes, that's true. Yeah.
All right.
We have a counter for you, some light editing on management rights, but I don't think it's anything too objectionable. I'll go ahead and share it on the screen. Okay, do you see that?
Yep, I got it.
Okay, so as I said, just very light editing here. I try and avoid the such noun phrasing when I can, so I just kind of rewrote this sentence a little bit just to say, you know, we reserve all these rights, etc., including but not limited to. A little wordsmithing on a couple. I don't think this is the intent, but on number 12, we just wanted to make it clear that the management right there is to take action responding to the emergencies, not just, well, there's an emergency, therefore we can take any action we that may have nothing to do with that emergency. So hopefully that's not being seen as a huge substantial change. We saw it as just
no, that was the intent of it. So I think that's a good change.
And then lastly, a little bit redundant, but I have had to have this argument in arbitrations before, and it annoys me, and I think annoys the arbitrator. So just making clear that the right to develop, promulgate rules, policies, and stuff, all of those still explicitly have to be consistent with the agreement. Those are the only changes. Everything else we can live with here.
All those changes would be acceptable to us, so I think we can TA that one as well.
Okay, I'll send you a clean copy then. We were wondering if you had a response to our inquiry about 10.6, the payroll practices.
Right, we're going to need a little bit more time on caucus today to go through that. We have been working through it, but need some more time. There's a few things in there that we probably will suggest some modifications. Overall, I don't know that there's anything insurmountable. So we'll need another half an hour or so, I think, on 10.6.
Okay, well, I think we'll need at least that long to discuss some of the other things anyway, so we can revisit that when we come back again. One other thing, I think there's a mutual recognition that it's an important issue and would be a mutually beneficial benefit to be able to offer, but budget uncertainty and everything else, we had our conversation about it, and we think this is not the time for us to go to the mat on the parental leave issue, so we're willing to withdraw that for now.
Okay. We did have some discussion on the issue with the nursing faculty. I tell you that the college position is that what we're looking to have the nursing faculty to do is to complete the obligations from the prior contract, the spring contract, that we were unable to do because of the circumstances, obviously with the outbreak of COVID-19. So from our perspective, And we think that this was covered by the MOU that we did at the time, where we agreed that there would be no extra compensation paid as a result of those efforts to complete your obligations from your prior contract. Now, so the way we look at that is there's some makeup work to be done by some of the nursing faculty that will have to be done this spring, but the college in good faith has already paid nursing faculty for those obligations. And now what we're looking is to have the nursing faculty complete the work that's associated with that pay. They will still have full-time load in the fall to the extent that aside from the makeup work, if they exceed their load hours in the fall, then of course any extra hours would be overload. That's not including what we consider to be the makeup from the prior contract. So we don't necessarily anticipate that there's going to be anything over and above load. It may be for a couple of people, but those would be overload. That's our position, is that all of that was covered by the MOU. And I did bring that up. I'll give you basically paragraph 11 of the MOU. So bottom line is, we view it as college in good faith could have reduced salaries for at the time for full-time faculty. We chose not to do that, paid everybody in good faith, but we still expect faculty to complete their obligations from the spring. And for what it's worth, the adjunct faculty did have their pay cut when similar circumstances they could not perform the full contract in the spring. But we did not want to do that with full-time faculty.
Okay. Just to kind of help us sort of, I guess, for lack of a better term, but administer the MOU, would it be possible to compile and provide us with sort of an accounting of what, I guess by faculty member, I guess, because it could be different, of, how many hours were missed and how those are being accounted for in the fall, just so we can all be on the same page about whether and if and how much, if any, overload may be owed to them.
If I understand you correctly, how many, what we consider makeup versus what's considered part of the fall contract, if you will. You want a breakdown of that?
Yeah, if that's possible.
I would think so. We'll have that discussion on the next caucus and see what I don't know whether that's something we can do today, but we'll talk about that and respond to it.
Okay. Well, I think we both, sounds like, have a couple of things that we'll want to continue talking about. Why don't we say 11? If we're completely done much earlier, I'll shoot you an email. Maybe we can get back sooner, but I think 11 is probably a safe time to call.
All right, that sounds good. I'll do the same. I'll email you if we get done early.
Okay, appreciate it. Thanks.
All right.
Faculty use the same meeting ID.
Yeah, I'll put it in the chat again. So it'll stay there until everyone leaves.
All right, let's go back into caucus.
Yep, thanks.